Hello, everybody. We're back with another episode in a desert wonderland filled with mini games now, because that's what we're doing. And first off, with me here is Adam.
Hello.
And Adam, what day is Christmas?
December 13th, I'm pretty sure.
No, what's the actual date of Christmas?
December 25th. Nailed it.
Okay. What are hamburgers made of?
Beef.
Okay. What government did the USSR have, or like Soviet Union?
Communist?
Communism.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to edit that. I want it to be proven that I said it before Connor gave me the tip off. But thank you.
USSR, Soviet Union, communism. What side of the road do they drive on in Europe?
The left side. Left side.
Can you think of a color and a tool? And don't say it out loud.
Okay.
Is it a red hammer?
No, it's not.
Damn it! Okay,
Yes!
that's one gone. Okay, next one. Connor's here. Okay,
I was
this,
close.
I got this.
I was thinking of a blue hammer, by the way,
Okay.
just for that last one.
Damn it, I was close. Okay, Connor, you're up. And Connor's here, by the way. Okay.
Hi.
Okay, now think of a number between 1 and 10.
Communism.
Okay.
Communism
My
is not
favorite
the number.
number.
You have a number.
Yep.
Multiply it by 9.
Hold on, I need a calculator. Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now add those two digits together. Like, if
Yep.
it's 81,
I got it.
Okay. And subtract 5.
Okay.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
Oh! Okay, wait. Okay. So now I want you to assign a number to each letter of the alphabet. So, like, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3,
Okay.
and so forth. So stop when you reach your number, okay? Now that you have that number, I want you to think of a country that begins with that letter that's assigned to that number. Do you have it?
Okay. Yep.
Is it Denmark?
No.
Damn it! What is it?
So I messed it up. I was going off my original number, not 4.
Damn it.
So it was Guatemala.
Okay, well, I got one more shot. Go on.
I missed it. Well, no,
I was like,
got
man, this
pretty
is going to be
far
the
on that
coolest thing. Everybody's going to be like, Seth is incredible. Okay,
You've gotten
Jacob,
to
here
the
we go.
finish line both times, Seth. You'll
Here we
get
go.
this time.
Jacob, how far did you bike the other day?
Oh, I don't know, like
In kilometers. Approximately.
probably 18 kilometers.
Okay. How many kids does Connor have currently?
3.
Okay. Do you know the date of when you were married?
Yes.
He says confidently.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Think of a card, any card in a deck of cards. Think of one. Tell me when you have it.
Okay.
Is it the 3 of diamonds?
No.
Okay, well, screw it.
You can't get them all. Seth.
It was the
And in
2
your
of
case, you didn't get any of them.
clubs. Jacob, turn around. How many doorknobs are behind you?
Like visibly?
Visibly.
Like that I can see?
Yes.
Or that I know where is behind me?
That you can see if you turn around.
Okay, 4.
Okay, think of a card.
A card?
Yeah, any card in a deck.
Oh, any card in a deck. Okay. Okay.
Do you have it? Okay. Queen of Spades.
No, Queen of Diamonds.
No, I was so close. I'm gonna be honest. That last one was just a shot in the dark.
Yeah, 1 in 52 chains.
Okay, well, there goes my career as a mentalist, and I tried.
I love how you got so close on all 3 of them, and like
I'm going to blame it on you
just
guys
fell
for
short.
not following my instructions enough.
I'll take the
Okay,
fall.
but
on
here
that
we
one.
are, Adam, Connor, and Jacob, and we're here to play D&D. Okay.
That was a great
That was
final
beautiful.
intro right there.
So recap. Last time, the guys are now here in this moving city in the middle of the desert that's following the second grand treasure, which is like this giant elephant howls moving castle kind of thing. And on this moving city called Rasha, the gang found Chris, basically the person who got Zippy into the ammo company, into the whole pills scheme and stuff. So they started off talking with Chris, and Chris politely asked if they could take him to Bayside for the conference coming up, and they agreed. And Peterson still has to pay for his travel, but Chris doesn't, which is, a thing. But
oh yeah, what the hell?
But Zippy convinced Chris that they need to go to the second grand treasure first and check that out before they can go to Bayside. So Chris went off, but while he did, everybody like swarmed the gang because they're kind of famous now since they're already heroes of our own, but they're also these thieves or raiders of the Baroga Spire because they stole a grand treasure, supposedly, or they've been framed to. And they got their stuff stolen, specifically Peterson's mask, a bit of Darian's gold, a lot of Jacob's Zippy's very important items, as well as the piano key grand treasure clue thing that they have. So they chased this changeling shapeshifter person through the streets, but they ran into the Cushion Cabaret, this kind of walled off building, and Darian tried to run in but failed. And now to get into this area, they need to get the badges from the cabaret counselors. And they're currently working on that. They've already gotten 1 of 4 badges. They got it from Haley, this pretty much doped up slingshot user, and they won it in spectacular fashion. And now,
I mean, technically, I have like 43.
Okay,
like, that's okay.
And
okay,
and now they're at the second one, which is Conan Swift, this person wearing kind of like a trench coat, like a Western duster coat. Their bodies wrapped head to toe in bandages, just wrapped completely, and they have like a kind of cowboy hat. And they challenged him to get his badge, which entails doing a race on these RIZZY Rays, these sand stingrays. And they have to race through the desert on these against Conan Swift, the fastest man alive. So, here we are. You've just challenged him. And he turns to all of you, and you're in his like garage. And he's like, all right, so we're going to raise the race off. But first you must choose your steed. Senors, choose one of these stingrays to be your vessel. And you look down, and in the center area of the garage is kind of hollowed out, so you can actually see the sand through the floor, and they're kind of just hovering over it, and you can see it's like moving because you're on like a moving city. But you see there's about a dozen of these sand stingrays just floating over, all of different colors and sizes.
Is there a white and brown kind of like patchy looking one?
No.
A cow?
I was thinking like an actual horse pattern, like a Hidalgo.
Sure, man.
I'm looking for Hidalgo.
I'll. No, there is not.
Dang it.
While Darian is humming and hawing, I, like all good animal people know, you have to let the animal choose you. So I'm going to walk slowly and calmly to the midst of them and see if any of them approach me.
One approaches you.
Hey! Right on. What's it look like?
It's the smallest one of the bunch.
How appropriate.
So the littlest one comes to you, and it's just swimming forward, and it looks at you with its little stingray face, and it's kind of just opening its mouth flap, if you've ever seen a stingray, and it's like... Burr, 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 burr. And it's the smallest one of the bunch. It's blood red in color, and you can still ride it, but it is the smallest one of all the available RIZZY Rays. And that's the one you get.
DM, I want to do an animal handling check to see if it's like a good RIZZY Ray.
Okay.
Sick.
Yeah, roll animal handling.
Boom, baby. All those years living in the wilderness gotta pay off.
Way to look at a stingray horse in the mouth. Or gift stingray. Damn it, I messed up. Just move on.
Modified 20.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell while it is small, it seems to be decently speedy. So while it might not have the greatest handling in Mario Kart stats, it might have the best acceleration.
That's the card I always go for. I will stoop down and pet it gently on the top of its head, and I will say, I will name you Blaze.
It doesn't know how to respond to that, and it just goes... Bup, 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 bup.
Cool. I'm feeling great about my choice.
All right. Zippy or Darian, what size are you looking for? There's medium, large, and small, and then very small, which is the one that Peterson got. So no more very smalls.
Kind of going off of our Mario Kart analogy, if I do like a perception check, do I see any with like a high traction that look like they'd be pretty good for drifting?
Okay, well, okay. Well, they're not. Okay, yeah, sure. They're not cars.
You want the bike?
Exactly,
you want the bikes,
but-
basically,
but-
not the carts.
Man, all I use is bikes.
Perception check.
Okay. Not great. 15. Sorry,
Okay.
16. 16. Wrong number.
You've never seen a RIZZY Ray before in your life, but your best guess as to what you're looking for, you see a very large RIZZY Ray, very wide one, with just a green shine on its back. It's like kind of like reflective, but it's this larger green RIZZY Ray, and it seems like its wingspan would be good for digging into the sand and maybe drifting. But again, you don't really know what you're looking for.
100%. But you know what? The green shine still really appeals to me, so I want to attempt to animal handle it to see if it'll let me hop on.
Okay. Animal handling.
That's a 20, not natural.
Whoa.
Yeah. It smooths up to the side. You put your hand out and touch its back, and you just hear it give a pleasant lower, like.
I'm going to say,
All right.
Careful, tall one. The big ones can roll.
Oh, that's very good to know.
Don't mention it.
All right. And Zippy.
All right, which one of you has a racer's heart? I'm talking to the
I do.
Stingray.
I do, Zippy.
Zippy, with his animals speaking, one of them does speak up, and it's like, I have a racer's heart. And they're like, nah, he's dead. He's gonna die in like a day. Don't listen to him. He's old and rusty. And then one comes from the back, and it like elegantly moves up. It has kind of these like little kind of trails behind it, like these like skin flaps that kind of dangle in the wind like streamers off the back of its wings, and it moves up and it says, I have the heart you are searching for. And it's like floating above all of them. It's like kind of floating up towards you. It seems to be the floatiest one, and they apparently have a racer's heart. But all the other ones around it are like, oh, this asshole.
Can anyone vet this guy? How many races has he won?
They look at each other and they're like, I guess he did win a few. Okay, so he's won like 40% of the races. I personally have won 20% of the races. The old guy, back in the day, won 100% of the races, but he's old. But, you know, he's okay. I mean, he has some experience.
Well, how does winning 100% of the races back in the day correlate with any of your stats right now? What's his current stats?
I don't know. We don't have charts for that.
When's the last time we raced?
We haven't all. The last time any of us raced legit was like 3 years ago.
So he won the race 3 years ago?
Yes. Our lifespan is 4 years, in case you're wondering.
So if he won all 100% of his races, and you all haven't raced since, how do any of you have percentage of winnings?
Well, we have our own competitions.
So when was the last
They're
time
not
you all
offici-
raced?
Okay, the league isn't fully functioning. But, okay, okay, well, this is the first official race of our new breed of league.
League of Legends.
And basically, we race each other when the wrapped toilet paper guy lets us. But we don't actually, like, we don't have riders. So our stats are riderless. His stats, the old man, has riders on it. So give it what you want.
Okay, I'll take the old guy. Why not?
Oh yeah! and the floaty guy like is like, how dare you? And like floats away, and the old guy's like, he has a little bit. They kind of float over the sand, and he kind of like scrapes his belly on the sand every now and then. Like he doesn't have as much floatiness as the younger ones do, but he like slaps his fin up on the wooden floor at you, Zippy, and he like turns and molds it to try and form a thumbs up at you. And he's just like, no.
Oh, you'll be good. Don't worry. You don't waste your energy.
Yeah. And he just like rests his arms, so he's not even like floating anymore. He's not using any strength. He's just kind of like being dragged along while holding onto the wood now. Conan looks at all of you and says, "Fantastic choices. I shall get mine." And you see he hits like a little button, and behind you opens these two doors, and you see an albino, completely see-through RIZZY Race. So you can see its bones and like organs, flies out and flies around the room and lands underneath and swoops Conan onto his feet. So he's standing on their back, and he's like, "All right, mount up, men." And you can see on the RIZZY Race you're standing on, you stand on it just upright, and there's like a leash that goes in their mouth and arcs up, so you have kind of like a horse rein, but you're standing up. So you're all on your RIZZY Rays, and the side wall of the garage starts rotating up, and you can see out into the desert. You can see the sands. You can see the canyon you're going to race in. And Conan just lines you all up, and you all kind of leave the garage, and you're all standing on the desert as the city's kind of moving past you. And he just says, "All right, men.
No, I'm not ready.
The rules of the race." What?
Okay, I'll hear the
What?
rules, and then I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Fantastic. So the rules are, there is no magic business during the race. Magic is otherworldly and not welcome with RIZZY Rays. Also, no weapons. I don't need another arrow in my ass. So please, obey these rules. Also, you can see off the garage here, hanging out into the desert, is this pole with a little ring attached like a fishing pole. The goal is to get this ring after running through the canyon. First one to grab the ring wins. And since it's 3 against 1, if any one of you grabs the ring before me, which won't happen, you win my badge. So we got to go through the canyon. It's a pretty straightforward path. And through there, come back out, and then, voila! That's French, but I'm Spanish. And that's the ring, and you get it and you win. That's the rules. Any questions?
No, it was well explained, Wrapped One.
So, for D&D purposes, this is going to be a skill challenge. So you remember these? I did one with Darian a little bit ago. Basically, I'm going to give you scenarios and obstacles that are in your way. You're going to tell me how creatively you want to deal with it. And then we'll roll, but there's like set bars. So there's going to be a handful of levels, and it resets every time. But basically, the first skill bar is going to be 14, then 16, then 18 every time. And then once we go through 3 of those, we reset. And unlike regular skill challenges, where if you need like 3 successes or 3 failures or whatever, basically if you fail, you're going to move kind of down a point in the race. And whoever succeeds moves up a point. And basically the points are going to determine how fast you're going and what position you're in. So first off, well, Zippy, let me know if you're ready.
I want to secretly cast Enhance Ability on mine.
Okay, you're gonna have to do like a sleight of hand check.
No, I don't.
Well, I would appreciate it if you
Fine.
just a little one for me, please.
Oh, it's a 22.
Yes, you. While he's explaining the rules and he looks to his left over at Darian and Peterson, you're on his right, and you see an opportunity to just reach down and enhance ability without anybody seeing. Please do what you want to do.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry. I'll finish this. I want to cast. Enhance ability, but I want to use Cat's Grace on the guy. And
for dexterity,
so advantage on dexterity checks.
Okay.
And then I want to talk to Fabio or whatever his name is.
Conan, and you touch. Close enough. You bend down and you touch, and you can just see the muscles in the Rizzy Ray's back start like flexing and like being. It's like he has back abs, and your feet kind of lock into them even more securely.
Does he say anything to me?
You just hear underneath his breath. He's like, he just seems into it.
Excuse me, and I'm talking to Conan.
Yes.
My vehicle here seems a little thirsty. Is it okay if I give him some water before we go? I think that's only fair.
All the Rizzy Rays drank this morning.
He told me he's an old guy, and I'm giving him his last race. Is it okay if I give him some water?
Aye. Roll persuasion.
That's an 18.
Damn, son.
14 plus 4?
I suppose.
I mean, I'm strong in magic. Is it okay if I just use a create water spell?
No. I don't know what you put in your water.
Oh, you can.
I have one right here.
You can see me cast it right here. I promise.
No. Allow me. And he moves over, and he, out of his Western duster, he pulls out this kind of just pouch of water, a canteen, and he just pours it on the sand, and the Rizzy Ray just goes down and lands on the ground and like sucks it up. And he's like, "But why should you only be the one to get water?" And he's like, "Here, Rizzy Race," and he pours some for Darian and Peterson's too, and his own.
While he's doing that, I want to continuously fill the water puddle he poured on the ground with crate water.
wait, read create water just so I can make sure.
You create up to 10. You can create up to 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container. Alternatively, the water falls in rain in a 30-foot cube.
Wait, so there's no container?
Well, okay, fine. Like there's a divot in the ground where water can pool.
Okay, I'll give this to you because it's creative. Yeah, there's a little divot where they're eating, and you're gonna consider his mouth, I guess, the container, and you start filling it up and doing that. Roll sleight of hand again.
Okay, that's an 18.
I'm just gonna say for listeners, if he rolled a nat 1, I basically would have drowned his Rizzy rate and have to pick a new one. 18. Okay, yeah. So it's like you can't fill it, use all of it and get it much, and a lot of it's like spilling out. You can just hear him be, and he's like kind of like coughing, and like, but he's still
keep drinking no matter what.
It's like clearly not enjoying this.
You're thirsty, aren't you?
but it's filling up. It's filling up, and you can see like he's kind of like bloating a little bit. This Rizzy Ray is really being put through the ringer, but it's like splashing, like coughing, and like spitting out some water onto the sand. But you do it sneakily enough while his Conan and the other Rizzy Rays are drinking that he doesn't notice. But now your Rizzy Ray is maybe over full on water.
That's the point, DM.
And also enhanced.
Oh my gosh!
DM,
this is going where I think this is going.
DM, I'd like to do one thing as well.
Okay.
I want to just,
I
just want to double check that its mouth harness is securely fastened this with. I want to get off, go to the front of it, and check the harness in its mouth.
Sure, yeah. Just check its mouth. You can check animal handling on that. Just make sure it's secured.
Okay.
I'd like to follow suit on that. Seeing Peterson inspect his gear, I just want to give it a once over too.
Okay, that's a 22 for me. But I'm not really like I am checking, but what I'm really doing is I have a half soggy ammo pill that I got from Haley, and I want to slip it into Blaze's mouth.
Okay, well, sleight of hand for that. That's not the same check.
Okay. I kind of want to keep the 22 though.
You guys are just trying to juice up your Rizzy Rays as much as possible.
21, DM.
Okay, jeez. So you inspect the reins. Also, what did you get, Darian, on your rein check?
What am I able to use investigation on that, or?
Sure, investigation if you'd like.
Cool, I would like to use that. That's also going to be a 22.
Yeah, you guys check. It's fine. Conan says, "Guys, what? I'm not trying to cheat. My wins would mean nothing if I cheated. Your equipment's as good as mine."
Good point, Wrapped One.
You say as you slip a pill into Blaze's mouth.
Yeah.
You can't see any noticeable effects when you do that, but you know you've put it in.
Okay.
All right. Are we done with the? Guys, let's just race. It's simple.
Yeah, let's. I'm ready to start. Are you guys ready to go?
Yes, Tall One.
Yeah, I'm all ready to go.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, remember the rules. Get the ring. We gotta go through the canyon. Everything there. Okay. Jeez, you're throwing me off my game with all your. Okay. I got to go fast. Fast. Conan Swift. You're the fastest man alive.
Or are you, is this like a pre-ritual getting in the zone thing?
Shut up. You speak to yourself.
Am I interrupting you?
One second.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
checking my RIZZY right now.
I thought you said it was all good.
It is. I'm just double checking because you made me nervous with your checking.
Look, can we just start the race?
I'm going to start it soon. 1 second. You're the RIZZY Ray. Don't listen to them. You've got this. You've got this. All right. Let's do this. Vino, my assistant in the garage, shoot off a magic missile just into the air to sound it off. Ready? And he's like, ready! And it's just a gnome. He's like, ready? 3, 2, 1! And you go flying forward off the sand. Everybody roll a d20.
Okay. Just straight?
Yeah, just straight.
Okay.
14 for me.
Okay.
12.
19.
Oh!
Dang.
Okay. So you all blast off. And you all notice immediately your own RIZZY Rays and how they're handling. You're trying to get a feel for it as you're heading towards this canyon opening. And Zippy and Peterson, you're kind of neck and neck as you're flying through the sands. Darian, you're in last place currently, but not too far behind. You're still moving forward at like a decent pace. And Conan is ahead of all of you just by a little bit as well. But you're in that kind of diamond formation with Conan at the front and Darian at the back and Zippy and Peterson at the sides. You guys are flying forward into the canyon. And you see the dunes, the sand kind of fades away as more rock gets under your RIZZY Rays. And you go in, and it's kind of single file entrance. So how do each of you want to handle all kind of colliding into this single file entrance, thin entranceway into the canyon? We'll start with the one in front, Zippy. So just tell me how you want to handle this, how you want to like maybe maneuver around or get to the front or, you know, move around, and we'll make your roll.
I want to keep my lead as much as possible, but that means just staying close to Conan in front of me. I'm going to remind my horse. No, not horse. Stingray, right? Stingray?
RIZZY Ray.
Same thing. I'm going to remind him that I heard that with old age comes a lot of bladder issues. The quicker we get back, I'm sure you'll be able to have a nice, refreshing relief back home. We shouldn't have drinking all that water, but, well, I heard you weren't the strongest racer back in the day. Is that true?
I'm racing fast. I need to get back. I need to urinate. He's not really listening. He's just like wheezing and going as fast as he can. You didn't need to talk to him.
Don't let any leak out, or else the young ones will see behind.
A little's leaking out, but not too much. The cat's grace has really tightened up his bits.
Set an example for them.
And he's like flying as fast as he can. But how do you want to maneuver around? Is there any special maneuvers you want to do to cut ahead as you're all heading into this single file, like thin
Well, what does this
canyon
train look
entranceway?
like?
It's just sand. It's just mild hills, sand, and then a
Nothing
thin...
is just sand, Seth. It's all mixed by components of different rocks and pebbles. Any ledges or anything? So we're going into the canyon.
Yes, and it's like a small entrance, so like only one RIZZY Ray can go in at a time. How do you want to deal with this?
Well, I want to be the first RIZZY Ray in. So I'm going to use my enhanced ability to dexterity, like, launch over there above. Is there a ramp or something? You
could use one of the like dunes or something, or little hills of sand to try and jump over.
But is it out of the way, or is it naturally like coming up?
It's naturally coming up. It's kind of like all wavy.
Okay. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just gonna keep pace.
Okay. Animal handling check.
Do I get advantage or anything because of my dexterity?
Not yet. This is just speed. Handling's where the dexterity comes in.
Well, it's wisdom check, right?
Yeah, DM. Duh.
I have a 15.
Okay. Yeah, you successfully pass, and you're moving up and keeping in pace and really kind of gaining on Conan. Okay. Peterson, what do you want to do?
Okay, I would like to study Conan ahead of me to see what techniques he's using to go so fast, like his balancing when he's leaning back, and I want to imitate those things to get an edge and go forward faster.
Yeah. Perception check.
Okay, cool. Sick. 19 plus 8, 27.
Okay, yeah, you can tell Conan is kind of standing like sideways on it to minimize like the amount of air that's hitting him, so it can just kind of slice through. So instead of standing just straight forward, he's kind of standing sideways, and you notice this and emulate, and you're feeling the air drift just be less harsh on your body, and you are finding you're speeding up a little bit too, and you're good.
Sick.
Okay, Darian, what do you want to do?
So, if I recall correctly, I'm in last, trailing a little bit, but still kind of keeping up there. I want to use my amazing athletics to maintain control and try and draft Peterson, because I'm pretty sure he's the person in front of me, to just try and close the gap for now. But seeing the narrow canyon coming, I just want to make sure that I can fit well, and I'll stay behind Peterson for now. To close the gap.
So roll animal handling for that as well.
I can't use athletics.
No, I'll make animal handling for this one.
It's not very good. We'll see. Not bad. Okay, still 17 though. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So you're successful, and you drift behind Peterson, and you're keeping your position like right up next to him, right behind him. So you've successfully done that as well. You all enter the canyon, single file, pretty much, with Conan in the lead, and you all shoo, right in through, and you're inside the canyon now, and it widens out, and you can see Zippy and Peterson are still neck and neck, and Conan's in front, and Darian's in the back. Now inside the canyon, you see there's lots of pillars, lots of stone pillars coming up, and Conan is starting to weave through them. There's no really way around. You're gonna have to weave through them or do something, and that's gonna be you, Zippy, first. How do you want to deal with this? There's lots of obstacles.
What do you think? Have you encountered obstacles like this before? You're the expert. This is my first day.
Fly!
He doesn't seem to be able for conversation right now.
That's not gonna work for me.
He's really doing his best.
I yell in his ear, "What should we do?"
Do what do I want for this? survival check.
It's a 23, thanks to wisdom.
Okay. He just says, "Oh, I've seen this before. I know what to do." And you see he digs his left fin just right into the ground. You see it's like kind of digging up some dirt and flying it back as he takes like a hard left before entering like the maze or the just swarm of pillars. He takes a hard left and is crossing in front of them, and then he gets to the wall of the canyon and he starts going like Herbie 2 style, drifting on the side of the wall. And he's just riding like sideways on the wall. So you're kind of horizontal now, Zippy, as you guys are flying. Basically, without having to bob and weave, you're just going straight across the wall. Peterson.
Does this canyon have like a roof? Like
No.
or is there open sky above us? It's just like a tight canyon.
Open sky.
Can I end that trying to continue to gain upwards direction?
Yep, yeah, he can start like keeping moving up the wall, basically.
Yeah, I
sure.
want to do that.
Okay, Peterson, you're up next.
Okay, so first, am I allowed to use the same skill twice or no?
Yep, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, is there a trail that Conan is leaving behind in the sand at all?
If there is that what you want to follow?
If there is one, if not, I would do something else. But
Okay, well, that's up to you if you want to use perception as your skill check for this round.
I see. I just, yeah, why not? Yeah, I will look for a trail to see what because he's probably mapped out the fastest way through.
Sure.
12 plus 8 modified 20.
Yeah, okay, you passed the skill check. So you see, Conan was drifting hard through the pillars, and you can see it's kicked up some dirt and dust, and you can see there's kind of a clear, thin line through the sand that you are able to see, and you start following it and emulating it as well.
Cool. Sick. Good job, Blaze.
Darian.
So this is the reason I picked one with good drift skills. Seeing Zippy, how he's drifted and he's riding along the wall, I want to follow suit. I'm going to take a hard right, drift over, and follow him up the wall.
Okay, we'll do another animal handling there.
So we're splitting up, eh? You guys are going to the right. Both me and Conan are carving through.
Natural 20. Hello.
Okay. You were in the back, Darian, and you see. Oh yeah, this is why I chose the one who drifts. And its fat flipper just slams into the dirt, and like a dime, it just turns and maneuvers right towards the wall, and then it slaps with its other flipper, and it digs into the ground so that you even out and go whoosh, right up the wall, and you're going sideways along the wall as well, gaining incredible speed and catching up with Zippy and Peterson actually now because of that nat 20. Do you want to keep going up the wall like Jacob or Zippy, or do you want to just keep going forward?
Yeah, I think I will for now. Kind of continuing to keep that draft on Zippy.
Okay. You keep going up and up and up.
Now this is pod racing.
Oh my gosh.
Conan, you see, has maneuvered through the pillars and is just shooting out forward. He looks back and he sees Zippy and Darian going up the wall of the canyon, and he sees Peterson behind him, and he's just like, Dios mío! Ugh! And he, like, with the back of the stingray, its tail slams into the ground and causes just a dust explosion so that you can't see where you're going forward, Peterson. So that's what you're going to have to deal with. But also, the dust explosion that surrounds him, from there, you just see rocks are kind of being slung out. It's like they're being shot out. It's like someone in the dust is like throwing them at you, Zippy, and you, Darian, to get you off the wall. So, Zippy, you have some rocks being thrown your way to try and hit your RIZZY Ray and make you lose control. How do you want to deal with this?
I want to sacrifice like my movement forward on the race and just go instead straight completely up the wall.
Okay, so you do that. You just turn completely and are starting to go straight up.
Yeah. And like just completely up the wall.
Okay.
Is that going to be my turn, or am I going to be able to escape?
Well, what do you want to do once you like go up? Like,
I want to go all the way up.
Yeah, I need a skill to challenge you on, right? Like how are you going to dodge the rocks that are coming as well as move up?
Well, I want to sharply. So if we're going on a just like riding along the wall, but in a like slightly moving up, to be able to pivot completely where you're going like just completely 90-degree angle up is gonna take some
to dodge the rocks.
Yeah, to dodge the rocks and also get me
we'll
up
do
there.
that.
It's gonna be, I don't know, animal handling or a strength check or something. Because I want to yank him to make him go up.
Okay, so you're going to turn so sharply that you dodge all the rocks that are coming your way and are going to start heading straight up the wall. So, yeah, we're going to do a strength check to see if you can just really rein in this old man and get it to turn that sharply. So, strength.
Not 20.
Whoa!
And you see the tethers on the reins are kind of like splitting with the strength. You just like really yank it, and some water like splurts out of his mouth because you like the pressure on him from this yank was so immense. So some water splatters onto the wall, he like gets it. You yank him, you dodge all these rocks, and you are booming up the wall.
Do I escape the pit?
Well, we'll deal with that next. Okay, Peterson, you're next. So, this dust cloud has just emerged. You can't see forward. It's all dust. How are you going to deal with this?
Okay, so instinctively, with his free hand, well, Peterson's going to hold the reins with one hand. He's going to reach up to grab his mask to pull down to see through the dust, and he's going to just grab his hair.
You don't have a mask.
I know it. He's going to grab for it and realize it's not there.
Oh, I see.
And he's going to go, ah! And he's just going to crouch low. Like, to the best of his memory, he doesn't remember seeing any obstacles ahead of him where Conan was. So he's just going to crouch low and try to do a beeline. Unless he saw anything obvious that was in his way. But I don't think he did. So, and don't tell me because I want to do just off my memory. So,
yeah,
I'm just going to
history check.
Oh, no. I think you said animal handling. 14.
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm going to use... No, I can't. Okay, yeah, 14. Bam.
You try and think back, and as you like try to pull down your mask, you like feel like, oh, I should be seeing into the ethereal plane, but nothing's really coming to you. And you try to think back, like, I didn't think there was obstacles, but you forgot about a boulder that was there, and one of the wings of Blaze clips it, and you kind of spin in a circle a little bit, but then stabilize and make your way out of the fog. So you lost some speed in momentum, but you're still moving forward.
I needed that 20!
Darian.
So, just to clarify, he smashed rocks intentionally with the RIZZY Ray's tail to launch boulders at us?
He smashed it and made it like a sand fog cloud, and then from there he might be throwing it at you, is what you're gathering.
The rocks on the mountains, from what I gathered, sorry to interrupt the flow, I thought that was like a mechanic almost of the walls to keep you off of them.
And just to clarify, did he just say no magic period, or like no magical attacks?
No magic.
He said no magic period, like no magic business.
Okay. I am going to grip those reins tight and grip my teeth and just get ready to tank some rocks.
Okay. Constitution check.
Can it be strength? Come on, give me strength.
No, Constitution.
Oh, that's even worse. Can I have animal hand?
No.
7.
Okay. You you tank some rocks. They're hitting you. They're hitting your Rizzy Ray. It's kind of reacting to it and like floundering, and you can feel you're leaving off the wall, and you float off the wall and float down and land back on the ground. And you've lost some speed too. But no real damage has been done. So
What are the current standings?
now we have current standings are Zippy has essentially caught up with Conan. Behind that is Peterson by 2 points, and behind that is Darian. So you're just trailing Peterson by 1 point, basically. So you all are moving forward. Conan is moving fast, and there's a split in the canyon. So there's a left path and a right path. We'll start with Peterson and Darian. Which path do you choose? Conan is going right.
I will go right.
Okay.
I will also go right. Dang it.
Okay.
A copy elf, I see.
You guys both move right after Conan. Zippy, I don't know. What do you want to do? You're kind of flying up. You've surpassed the canyon. You've passed the lip, and you're currently flying up the wall and past the wall now, just right into the air. You can see over top of the canyon and everywhere. And you can see them below, and you're just in the air. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to land on the. Let me just make sure I'm clear what's happening here. So, like, I flew out of the canyon, and now I want to land on the canyon wall and continue racing from above, but like watching them from below, essentially.
Okay, so you fly through the air and you land on top of the canyon, and you're like just racing up on top there, like with the edge to your right because you're on the left side, and you can see the split coming up, and you can see the right path leads into the canyon more, and it leads into this kind of oasis-like area. It looks like lots of trees, and you can see a waterfall. It seems like a oasis in the middle of this canyon. The left path, it seems like the open top of the canyon closes off, and it seems like it leads into a cave on the left path. But everybody went right towards the oasis path.
Do I see two paths converge and further on?
Yes, you can see that the right path basically loops around. It seems to be the longer path, and it loops around to the exit path, and the cave eventually, the top opens up again, and you can see another split. So It's just like they split off, and then they come back together, but the oasis path seems to be the longer curve.
Is anyone else like super regretful that we didn't go left and see what's in the cave? Because now I'm super curious.
I want to jump over the small gap and go just straight down the middle and not go down either path. Down like a empty terrain, I imagine, on top.
Yeah, okay, it's pretty flat. I'm gonna, for a jump, we're gonna do the dexterity check with advantage because of what you've done to this boy.
Perfect. And yeah, my goal is to get back to that convergence point before anyone else. I don't see that being an issue if I make this jump.
Right.
Oh, I think I got another nat 20.
Whoa.
You think, or did you?
I clicked it and it stayed at 20.
Okay. The old man is just like, and he's just like wheezing and like, I need help. And you're like, no, jump. And you go and fly. And Peterson and Darian, what are your passive perceptions?
16.
Same.
Okay. You guys are racing right behind Conan following his trail, and just out of the corner of your eye, because of the angle of the sun and everything, you just see a shadow of a Rizzy Ray with a rabbit on top, just like whoosh, go across the ground, and you just see like from above, there's like a shadow that just washes over very quickly, and you
Do
look
they
up
get tinkled on?
see,
Jerry Bruckheimer.
you just see Zippy on the Rizzy Ray flying, and it's like raining beneath him. Because,
Ew.
and you just feel like drops of cool water. Well, it's not cool actually. It's very warm water, and it's on the back of your neck, and you feel just splashes on you a little bit.
That's great.
Just a sprinkle of rain. As Zippy, you land on top, and you're just going straight. And we're gonna you're just gonna be doing that for the race until we get back to you. So you're gonna be good.
Okay. I imagine this will give me quite the advantage because you said the right path is a longer path, and if I'm going straight, it should be pretty good.
This was a pretty good move. So, Zippy, you're over there on top of the middle path of the canyon, just going straight. Conan has not noticed that you've done that. He thinks he's gotten you with the rocks or something. But he's going forward, and you can see the terrain has shifted from rock, and now there's like grass and flowers, and it's more jungly and oasis-like. And he's racing through in front. But then, Peterson and Darian, you're following right behind, and you see it opens up through this tree line that you pass through into kind of an open area with a clear path out, and a waterfall on the right. And some large boulders on the left and everything, but lots of trees around and flowers, and no sign of Conan. He seems to have disappeared as he's entered this oasis. So, what would you like to do with that? There seems to be a clear path forward, just where you'd have to bob and weave through some trees, but up to you.
Okay, if I can't see him, I'm gonna head towards the waterfall.
You're gonna head towards that waterfall.
Yeah.
Because you think that every waterfall in every racing game has a secret path through it.
Yes, I do. I've been conditioned by my time.
You 100% believe this. Make a... I want you to make a...
Mario Kart check? Sonic Racing check? 1080 Avalanche check?
I want you to make a survival check to see if you flinch, if you truly believe this is the path, or you're gonna hit a wall.
Oh man! I'm gonna use my goblin hand to let me re-roll that once a day. Not much better. 12 plus 3. You said survival, right? Then 15.
Okay. Yeah, you truly believe.
Oh
as
man!
you pass through the water and it washes over you. There was a secret tunnel.
Yes!
There was a secret tunnel.
Yes!
And you can see as you go through, it's a secret cave, secret tunnel. You go through the waterfall, and you can see some marks on the ground, and it seems like this is where Conan's gone. And you can see there's like glowworms on the walls of this cave that are kind of like strobing, so it's going in between dark and light, but you have dark vision, so whatever. But there's glowworms all over, and you're just swerving down this kind of spiraling cave tunnel. Darian, you saw Peterson just dive into a waterfall. What do you want to do?
Seeing that he didn't crash into rocks, I think it was a big signal that it worked. So I want to use my quick reaction time to turn in there and to follow suit.
Okay, I'm gonna make you do another a dex check with this one.
Okay, that's 19. 12 plus 7. Or just a check or like a saving throw?
Check.
Oh, dang. 15.
Okay, that's still good enough. You, reaction time, you follow right behind him, even though you're not fully confident yourself, but you go through, and you can see it's the spiraling cave, and you immediately, also with your reaction time, hit the drift, and you're just like drifting and getting that blue flame behind your Mario Kart Stingray, and you're
DM, I'm gonna shout back, there's always a hidden path behind the waterfall.
Clearly.
You are spiraling down, you see Conan, and you can just hear him be like, ah! Ah! he's not very expressive. He's just like, ah, come on, ah!
Man, when words cannot convey the pain.
And he's spiraling down, and then it evens out, and you can see there's kind of a jump onto a bridge. So it opens up into this open cave area. And it seems like the cave path would have led to this bridge. And there's this bridge with a jump from this hidden tunnel that you're going to have to basically go off of. and land on the bridge and keep going down that path, which is what Conan has just done. He's flown through the air, landed on the bridge, and went forward. Peterson, how do you want to handle this? Or do you just want to straight jump it?
What's the ramp made out of? Is it stone or
rock?
earth?
It's stone. It's just stone.
Okay. Nothing for it. I just gun it. I say, Blaze, guide me.
All right. Hit it.
Okay.
Let's give it animal handling.
Okay, 23, 18 plus 5.
Okay. You go flying off, and in slow motion, you can hear the of Blaze and the flapping of wings, and you land on the bridge and follow Conan, keeping right behind him. And Darian, you see Peterson has just done that. What do you want to do?
Flex those muscles and follow him over.
All right, animal
it's
handling.
a straight ramp. Okay.
Let's see if the drifter can jump.
Yeah, we'll find out in a sec.
Well, you got the blue fire before, so you should have.
Yeah,
a
I'll
boost.
give you advantage on that check as well.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That was going to be really bad. Natural 20.
Oh my
again.
god!
You got nat 20?
How is
I
it
did.
both of you have got natural 20s and I've been rolling 11s and 12s? What the?
I'm
frig,
using a little
man?
tray, and the 2 times I've rolled outside of the tray, it's nat 20. So I like
Never
it.
use the tray again. So you're drifting, and you can see there's like little sparks coming off the flipper as it's grinding down the stone. It starts off as blue sparks, but then it turns purple, and then you see the ramp, and swoosh, you feel like you just nailed it perfectly, and then you like do a backflip and a jump and yahoo, ching, and then you land and just get an extra boost because you landed so nicely, and you're right next to Peterson now.
That
As
is
your
so
boat-
like the Eladrin. Always showboating at their newly acquired skills. I roll my eyes and keep going.
As you're both just gaining on Conan, you see the cave opening is coming, and you can see the light shining through, and you go flying out of the cave, and you're past this split, and you're kind of on this dead straight run through the canyon, and you see that Zippy, you're above, and you can see they've just landed behind you. You can see that they've just exited the cave, and you're just about to run out of track on this middle canyon bit. What do you want to do?
So the next area looks like just another straightaway within the canyon.
It's going to be a straightaway right back to the dunes of the desert to Rasha.
Do I see Conan, or do I just see the 2 of them?
You see all 3 of them, but they're a bit behind you. You have a good lead.
Okay. Then, with these massive flippers, I tell them to spread them out. It's okay to let a little bit out as well during this. I did fill you up. And I want to try to glide as far as possible. It seems like these things are pretty good at potentially gliding. So I want to just glide down into the canyon and hopefully like get enough to get me into the desert.
All right, so this will be an animal handling roll.
Perfect.
And, you know, the other floaty one that you could have picked would have been perfect for this. This old man is probably the worst floater because of his age. Because you lose the float with age, as you know.
So of course everyone knows.
Well,
But
RIZZY Ray
you-
magazine. That
But
was
you
already
filled it
set.
up with water, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but what if he really takes to heart me saying to just let it all go? Like,
Yeah, I think you will if you roll well.
okay. 22.
Yeah, that beats the check. You whisper and say, let it go, let it go. And he's just like, yes, permission. No social shame. No shame! And whoosh, flaps, and whoosh, you go flying off.
There's no shame.
And you
I let a little out as well.
and you can't really see the face because, you know, it's like the stingray faces are on the bottom, but you can tell its eyes are closed and its face is just relaxed as just it's like a sprinkler system has just gone off as you're like gliding over this stretch and you're just flying. You can see Conan and Peterson and Darian. There's like lots of like yellow, greenish water falling around you.
I can't wait to see what soundtrack you pick for this.
And you're racing forward.
Will this distract them at all?
It's just a straightaway, but this stuff is falling and like trying to get in your face, and it's like messing with your senses of smell and sight. Some are landing on your like your forehead and dripping down your eyes. Like, how do you want to handle this, Peterson and Darian? So, Peterson, you're up first.
Again, just instinctively, I reach for my mask again and feel like an idiot because it's not there. And I close my eyes and let Blaze, like, and kind of like look away from the urine falling on me, and I let Blaze kind of have full control.
Okay. Animal handling.
Modified 20.
This is the hardest thing for a rider to do, especially a RIZZY Ray rider to do, is to trust their RIZZY Ray completely. But in the short time you've been with Blaze, you seem to have mastered that. And with their speedy body and now trust of their RIZZY Ray rider, they start swerving and moving through the rain and actually matching pace with Conan now.
Sick.
You're right next to them. You've sped up. Darian, what do you want to do? And don't say open your mouth.
Oh my gosh. How far behind those two am I?
Just one point.
What would be kind of like the distance for that? Like, if I did try and cast something, do I think there's a good chance they would notice?
It'd be like 10 feet.
Oh, that's really close.
Good luck with the semantic components of that spell.
Okay. Yeah, I wanna try and dexterously weave between, away from the hopefully like the core stream of the RIZZY Ray urine that's falling, and try and ramp off of a dune to catch some air to kind of glide and try and surpass Conan.
All right, sure. Yeah, there's some like little. This isn't like completely flat, so there's some like rocks on the corner that you can ramp off of. So, roll animal handling.
Why always animal handling?
Because this takes a lot of animal handling expertise.
You know, that does make sense.
Dexterousness. I'm using my luck point. No, I'm using my luck point. Come on, my last luck point. Don't fail me now. That's an 18.
Okay, yeah, you do it, and you ramp off, and you're flying. You're closer to the source of the spray since you're in the air, so it's hitting you a little harder. But you fly over and land on the left side of Conan. So Peterson's on the right, Darian's on the left, Conan's in the center. You're all racing forward, and Conan's just like, "Vamonos! Vamonos! You cheaters! Urinating on my race! So disrespectful! In all my years, I've never seen this! Come on, fast!"
You threw rocks at me, you scum!
I didn't throw anything! You didn't see that, there was so much dust!
Yeah.
Well, now I definitely know you did it.
So, you are all going. Zippy, you're still flying, but you're coming down. You're all heading towards the exit. Zippy, you land on the ground just as you exit the canyon. You still have quite a strong lead. It would take something massive to screw you up at this point. And you are just gliding in the sand now towards Rasha, towards the ring that you gotta grab. You guys also follow suit and exit the canyon, neck and neck with Conan. And Conan sees all this, and he's just like, no, not like this! Not like this! And he's like, okay, I've only done this once! Come on! And he tries to pivot the RIZZY Ray and spiral it and trying to do a corkscrew move. This is his most risky RIZZY Ray maneuver he's ever done, and we'll see if he can pull it off.
I only heard about this in RIZZY Ray Monthly. I don't know if he can do this.
He's trying to do this hard corkscrew maneuver to basically just jettison him forward with his RIZZY Ray. It's an unheard of maneuver. It's very risky. One person did it and they died. And you see you're coming over a dune, and you can see Rasha now, and you can actually see there's a line like on the edge of Rasha, and it seems like there's a bunch of people who've heard of the race, and now they're like cheering, and they're like fans of it and stuff. Zippy's clearly in the lead. You guys are neck and neck. You're just overpassing this dune, and he goes to do this maneuver, and he goes to corkscrew it, and he rolled terribly and just completely wipes out, and you can see his body just like mangles and ragdolls, and him and his Rizzy Ray just fall into the sand, and he just like is collapsing and like falling apart. And you can actually look back, Peterson and Darian, since you're so close, you can actually see his head has separated from his body, and his head is rolling in the sand and only attached to his body with a wrap, the wrap that he had. And you guys keep going forward. So it's now between the three of you. Who wants to win? This is purely for pride. Zippy, what do you want to do to secure your spot or get there faster?
I want to whisper to the man how proud I am of him. Not to the man, to the old boy. You know, I couldn't have done this without you. You're a champion. Look, everyone's cheering for you. Your final race. You can finally retire after this.
Medicine check.
What? No.
Oh.
A heart attack. He's getting.
You're healing his heart, Zippy.
I'm glad all these have been wisdom, because my wisdom is super high. A 16.
Little more. He's like dehydrated. It looks. He's very thin now, but he's like still flapping as fast as he can, and you can see there's still some water trickling out, but it's not from the back, it's from the front, and his eyes as he's crying because your words got to him. He's like, do it, don't let your legacy die. And he's moving fast. He seems to be untouchable right now, but we'll see what Peterson or Darian want to do. So Peterson,
I'll pull on the reins and pull over and turn around.
Oh, you turn around. Okay, you just turn around, and I assume you want to head towards Conan?
Yeah.
Okay. You head back. Darian, what do you want to do?
You said I watched his head come off, right?
Yes.
Darian would do the same thing.
Okay, you guys circle back. Zippy, you are going. You can feel your acceleration starting to sputter. It's kind of jolting forward and back, but the ring's there. It's hanging over the edge. It's just dangling off like a string on a fishing rod. And you reach up and you grab it and yank it, and all the fans on their edge go wild as you just rip it off, and you land, and your Rizzy Ray just like skids and like face plants into the sand and comes to a halt, and is just lying on the ground as you stand there holding your ring up high. But your Rizzy Ray seems to have fallen silent.
Oh no.
I rush over to him.
You're on top, so you just hop off, and I just look at it, and you lift its face out of the sand.
I get my bucket and ask him to drink some from the endless bucket I have, and drink some of the water in here.
Right. You take out your bucket and say, "Drink stuff."
But Seth, I know there's no water in there, so I cast Control Water, a 4th level spell, something I could easily use. Wouldn't have to use right now, but I do. And I ever so slightly force him to slightly drink the pink liquid I have inside the bucket. But I don't just force him to drink it. I move the liquid gracefully throughout his insides, and I find his heart. And I do a nice little water incision, and I stop the heart. There was no need for him to suffer.
Whoa.
Just put him down. Oh my god.
The Rizzy Ray, with its face just like angled up slightly, it just goes.
You're a champion.
Is anyone else getting flashbacks of when Zippy tortured that swordfish back in season 1?
And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh!
Hello, it is me, Seth, the DM, back with another mid-roll just for you. And I'm going to keep it brief because this is a long episode, so stick with me. Basically, the only announcements I have are that the next episode is coming out, calendar, June 30th, on the last day of the month. Weird. But yeah, so it's coming out June 30th, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to be trying to get through this entire season by the end of the summer, so not too many episodes left. We'll see where this goes. But also just another reminder, if you do want to support the show in any kind of meaningful way, you can always review us on iTunes. You can always review us on Podchaser. You can tell your friends about us. That always really helps. And you can just, keep listening. That helps a lot. And also Patreon if you really want it. We have a really fun Discord community that you can get into if you become a Patreon. So just saying. I'm not forcing you. But obviously, you just listening is all the support and help we need as well. So thank you so much for doing that. And I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode. And yeah, June 30th. The next one. Keep an eye out for it. All right. Take care, everybody. And we're back. And my goodness, the amount of natural 20s that were rolled in that RIZZY race. I am going to assume you were cheating and leave it at that.
And I'm going to assume, DM, that those rocks were just a mistake thrown in by you.
No. Definitely not. Okay, so, Zippy, you have put down your RIZZY Ray in a very humane manner, sealing their legacy. And you're also holding the ring to your adoring fans on this moving platform that's moving away from you. And Peterson and Darian, you have skirted over and you can see the RIZZY Ray has rebounded and untwisted and is lying flat, and it's just kind of circling around Conan's body, and you can just see Conan's body is just twisted and mangled, and his head's about 15 feet away from him, only attached with a piece of the wrap.
Is there blood or anything?
There's no blood.
First thing I'd like to do, if I can, DM, on the way there, if Darian is matching pace with me, I would like to say quiet enough to him, "Tall one, if he's dead, you have a faster hand than me, and grab some badges. We do have an audience."
Sure, but I think we're far enough away that I don't think anybody would see. If anything, there's no blood, so keep an eye out because this might be a ploy.
Yes. Oh, I guess we're on RIZZY Race. Yeah, okay.
That's close.
And I drift to a stop.
You drift to a stop, and you want to loot his body for the badges?
Well, first I want to make a good show of, and actually see if he's alive and see if I can resuscitate him. I'm gonna let Darian do all the snatching because he's very fast.
Roll a medicine check.
Where's my medicine stat right there? Okay. Ugh, 4 + 4. Por favor.
All you know to do is check for a pulse, and you check, and there's no pulse.
I look at Darian and say, "This sucker dead."
I look down at the neck wound. What, where the head was? What's there now?
It seems to be just kind of a hole. It seems like you can see a neck bone, but the flesh around it that you can see kind of underneath the wrappings from that point all seems to be rotten flesh. and you see Conan's body just starts jerking and cracking, and his arm like twists back, and one of his arms grabs the wrap that's connected to his head, and he starts reeling it in, and the head just comes bobbling over the sand, and all the while he's just saying, "Estos pendejos! Estos pendejos!"
I jump back on the Rizzy Ray.
He gets his head, and he just slams it back on and twists it. He's like, I can't believe it. You've ruined me. And what are you doing so close to me? Go away, you goblin.
Wow, that was harsh. Wrapped One, you raised valiantly, a little dishonestly, but we should celebrate that you are alive. If that is, you're conscious.
Oh, stop. Don't flatter me with words like alive.
Well, hey, at least you can make a dramatic comeback in your next race.
What are you talking about? Anyways, I know when I beat. Let's head back to the garage. I have some badges to hand out.
Do you think you could hand out some explanations as well?
About what?
Your head just flew...
I tried to do a hard maneuver and I failed.
Yes, but your head just flew 20-something feet away. I don't think Peterson can do that. Can you do that, Peterson? Because I know my head doesn't do that.
I cannot.
I'm a mummy. I thought that was obvious from the bandages.
You know what? In retrospect, that makes a lot of sense. That tracks. Okay. Let's go get some badges. Sorry, Freudian slip. Let's go get some badges.
You all hop on your Rizzy Rays and glide back to the garage. Zippy, you're already in there. You have the ring, and you guys all park your Rizzy Rays and step off. And Conan just looks at all of you and says, "Well, very, very well done. It's not often I have such an exhilarating race like that, but congratulations. You've beaten me. Now I'm not the fastest man alive. Well, and he just like falls to his knees. It's like finally hit him, and he's just like, what am I supposed to say? I'm like the fourth fastest man now because of all you three.
But Wrapped One, you really did have a great consistent lead. It was only because of the risky move that you tried that you jeopardized yourself and lost. If you had not done that, then perhaps you would be holding the ring today.
Well, maybe for us, Zippy straight up just kicked his ass. Like, Zippy...
I'm trying to console him.
You don't...
Even if I pulled off that move, I probably couldn't have caught him. He's too fast.
I am pretty quick.
What are you gonna do now? You stole my race. You're gonna steal my date. Everything.
What else do you got around here we can take?
My pride.
Where's that? Where are you keeping that? I can't see.
I have none. It's gone. You've taken it. I have nothing left. Just these Rizzy Rays.
All we need from you, Wrapped One, is those badges. We need 3, one for each of us.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it to destroy a man for badges?
You're the one who set us up for the race. I don't understand why this is on us.
I didn't think it would go this way. It wasn't supposed to go this way.
You proposed the race. I don't understand. Look, I take no fault in any of this. Zippy kicked your ass fair and square. You messed up. I'm just ready for some badges, please.
Just as cold as you were in the race, you are off this track as well.
I was cold in the race? I was way behind for most of it.
Actually, Wrapped One, there is one thing you could do as a bit of an honor for our winning. Could you tell us, perhaps, give us any shred of insight into the next challenges that lay ahead of us? Any kind of advantage that we could gain?
I don't want to help you. I don't want to help you at all.
Fair enough, I can see why.
Unless you don't tell anyone about this. You go out those doors and you tell the fans that you cheated using magic.
Would we still get the badges and a good tip on how to win the next challenge?
Yes.
Well, I'm down for that. I care not for status in this, but it's up to my compatriots.
No way. We've been taking this fair and square this whole time. Why should suddenly we go into the last challenge with a leg up? It would just ruin our reputation for ourselves and our fans.
Yeah, look, we've already got...
Look at all these fans.
We've already got a lot of negative flack from another situation of something we never actually did anything. So I'd rather not add something else to the list. Look, Zippy won straight up fair and square, like there's no questions asked on that one. And we were pretty close, so I mean, just think of this as a rebuilding year. You know, you just maybe go back, do a little more training, and try again. And trust me, I don't want your date. It's fine.
Estos imbéciles me superaron.
Although, where are you meeting her? And when?
Peterson, come on.
I'm just curious.
You stay away from them. Take your badges and leave. And he hands out 3 RIZZY Ray. They have the symbol of stingrays on them. 3 more badges for you guys to take.
Sick.
Now, get out of here. Before I do something. Something unspeakable. Like challenge you again and destroy you.
Can I ask you a personal question just before we walk out?
Fine.
You're the nicest mummy I've ever heard of / met. Is there any particular reason?
Nicest. Oh, I'm so confused and conflicted with these emotions. First you're sabotaging my love life, and now you're flattering me. Darian, do you want to see what's under the wraps?
That's a little... is that a sexual advance?
No, he already has a date, Tarwan.
Look, I don't know if he's into polygamy or what. I just want to make sure.
He's just there's just this a blank wrapped face staring at you. But, but perception check?
Sure.
And I'm pulling on Darian's leg, kind of urging him, like, say yes, say yes.
Okay. 21.
You can hear the rustling of eyebrows scratching at its bandages, like they're being raised, and I kind of like,
Oh.
Sure.
Come back tonight.
Okay, no, I'm good. I'm sorry.
9 p.m. Don't be late.
You have a date. You can, I'll leave the...
Don't be late. And he flourishes his Western duster and heads up the stairs of his garage and leaves.
Look, mummies are usually like lawful evil. I was just actually curious as to... It's fine. Let's go to the third one. Where are we going?
The third one, you know the name of, is Grady Loans. And they were on the west side.
West Side Story. Let's go find Grady.
Or sorry, actually, they were near they were actually really close to the Cushion Cabaret. Or Cabaret.
Oh, he was a couple floors above it or something, right?
Yeah, a couple floors above the Cushion Cabaret.
Right.
So you guys leave the garage, and there's a bunch of fans around, and they're like wanting autographs from you, Zippy. And they're like, that was insane! I only saw like 10% of it. It was just the end, but you looked like you did really good.
The end was the worst part. Putting down my partner like that, my partner dying like that naturally was...
One guy in the back's like, yeah, that was sick! Heavy metal! Yeah! He's just like headbanging.
I no interviews, please, no cameras. I need to just go on to the next stage of my life. I'm retiring from here.
And you guys leave the crowds of fans, and they're all still cheering. They're like, Zippy, Zippy, as you leave and you go forward.
If they think I'm retiring for good, I'll be back.
Zippy's post
RIZZY Race Off Part 2.
Zippy's post Grand Treasure like dream is just to like come back and just like crush it in the RIZZY Ray races.
Now we definitely have to do another one shot with just that. So you guys leave and you get back to the area of Russia with the Cushion Cabaret. It's a higher elevated area of, the moving city. And a couple floors above in this kind of like apartment building like wooden structure. You keep going up a few floors and you get to a floor. You're kind of looking around, looking for signs of potentially where Grady could be. And you see outside, there's kind of like a line of people on the balcony of this area because you've left the stairwell. And on the balcony, there's a line up leading to a door where there's two sharken people, humanoid shark people with their arms crossed. And they're just kind of like one at a time. They're being like, yeah, go in. Yeah, you're good. And they're letting people in one at a time. But you're at the back of the line, or do you want to enter the line?
Yeah, I do. I'll get in line.
I'll stand in line.
Is there a air vent anywhere that I can see?
Perception check.
It's not a game.
Oh no. Persona 5, Phantom Thief. Infiltrate the palace.
23.
Okay, yes, you see there's kind of like a little vent and there's some like smoke coming out. Like not like fire smoke, but like kind of like hookah smoke.
Is it like away from the line?
It's on this floor and it's just in the wall. The wall is just kind of like planks and there's the vent and then it leads to the door.
Guys, let's split up. I'll run surveillance in this tent. In this grate over here. I'm really small, so I think I can fit in really well.
You know, splitting up is always a great idea. So, good luck, I guess.
Come on, Darian. Why can't you ever instill confidence in me? I feel like you're never on my side.
Zip, go for it. Just
Oh, Darian believes in me!
Just shoot us a message if anything goes horribly wrong.
I'm gonna go cast Pass Without a Trace as well.
Okay. There's the vent. It's kind of small. It would be very squishy for your body, Zippy.
It'd be too squishy for me?
Like, you'd be like just fitting.
I'll take my chances.
Okay. You cast Pass Without a Trace and flip open the vent and just stuff yourself in, and you're kind of like having a little trouble, and I think Darian probably just like pushes you from behind really quickly and then gets back in
nice
line.
Elbow bump.
Yeah, a little elbow bump. And you're just like squished and like your cheeks are like pushed up against your face and everything, and you're in the vent. Peterson and Darian, you're in line, and you can hear the person in front of you turns around and says, "How many times you been here today? Man, I'm going to challenge Grady for some big ones now. Some big cash money."
What kind of challenge do you speak of, NPC?
The gambling, the rocks, the bones.
I see.
I don't. Do you mind? I'm not really from around here. Do you mind walking me through it a little bit?
Yeah, well, it depends on what game you want to play, you know? But if you want to win big, gotta go for Greeter's Gambit. That's the game.
How do you play? What is it?
Have you never been... What are you trying to wager here, you kids? I did that forever ago, man. Wait, you're coming here without any knowledge? That's super risky, but also super cool. I respect that.
Look, I really like to gamble it all, I guess, you know?
All right. So, how it works, Greeter's Gambit. You get 3 dice. I like to call them a D8, a D6, and a D4.
Let me grab those.
And you roll. First you roll the D8. And then you all make wagers. You can either raise, match, or fold. Once everybody's settled on a price and everybody's matched, then you go on to the next round.
Have you at this point divulged what you've rolled, or is it all secret?
All secret.
Okay.
And then you roll the D6. And then basically from there, you keep doing it, betting, matching, raising. And you get to the D4 and you roll and you make your last wagers. And then whoever is still left at the table, you reveal the dice, and whoever has the highest total wins. That's it.
Oh, that's pretty straightforward.
What's a typical amount betted in one of these games?
Well, I've seen it go upwards of 400,000 gold.
Oh,
That's all.
Or 6 lungs.
any particular kind of lungs or just lungs?
Oh, bullywog lungs.
Oh,
But the person who was betting was a bullywug. So,
do bullywogs have 6 lungs?
no, but he took his parents.
Oh, I think that's called murder. That's pretty edgy.
Dude was epic. He didn't stay. He rolled ones on all 3, but he went the distance.
And apparently lost the lungs.
That kind of just takes my breath away.
Nice.
Sorry. Forgot which character I was.
Well, anyways, I gotta focus up.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. I appreciate the information.
DM, how long is this line? Like, does it look like we'll be waiting for a few minutes or like half an hour?
It seems like you'll be in like 10 minutes.
Cool.
But Zippy will be in right now
boy.
because he's in the vents. Phantom Thieves. Zippy, you are like squeezing your way through the vent, and you're using Pass Without a Trace. I want you to make a stealth check to make sure you're not making too much noise.
That is a 24.
Yeah, that's good. That spell is so busted. So you are making your way, and you see the inside grate that leads into the room. And you can see it's just a lot of fishnets, a lot of like anchor decorations, and like it kind of looks like the inside of a pirate ship. But there's also a ton of like these hookah stands and a lot of these shark people. It's filled with shark people in these like pirate garbs, and they're all like taking puffs of the hookah and stuff. And there's one with like a captain's hat and like scars all over his shark head. And you can see he has a hook for one of his flippers, one of his hands. And you can see he's sitting across a table with 3 other people, and they're all shaking dice underneath a cup. And he's just going, 4 6s. And one of them goes, 5 6s. And the last one's like, 6 6s. Oh, do you do that often? Go for the 6 6s. You don't usually bail out at this point because of how much your family needs the money. You could bail out now before you lose anything else, right? You have a family, don't you? What's their names? Isn't your sister's name Abby? Yes. And you can see the guy's like visibly getting like upset. And he's like, how do you know that? How do you know? He's like, I know a lot of things. Also, you were embarrassed as a kid, weren't you? Something general, right? With your pants. With your pants in school, right? And he's like, no, how? And he's like, you shit yourself in your school, didn't you? Yeah, you did. And you're probably gonna shit yourself now with that rolls you have under there. You don't think I know? And he's like, I fold. And he's like, yes, perfect. And what about you? And the other guy's like, no, I'm staying. All right. Well, I'll match the 6 6s. Let's raise. And they raise the cups, and they count the dice. And this is a different game. and they're playing the dice. It's called Liar's Dice. And he raised the cups, and he's like, looks like I won again. I'm going to need your favorite pair of scissors that you wagered now. And he's like, no. And he seems to be a hairstylist with this fantastic elven hair that this person has. And he hands over these like immaculate diamond shears. And he's like, perfect. Now get out and come back later. And he's like, and he just leaves crying. And another person comes to the table. So you can tell Zippy that something's going on with this guy. And you're going to continue to watch games, or what do you want to do up there?
Is it just a one-way vent? Like, it's just this or behind me the same way I came?
No, so forward you can see out, left you can circle around. You see 2 other vents in the room, one at the back. So if we're looking at it where Darian is and Peterson is, which is the front, you're on the left side, and then there's a vent on the back and also the right side, so directly opposite of the room of you. It's just a big rectangular room.
Can I find the room? Because this is like a private room where this Irish pirate guy is.
Yeah,
right?
there's kind of like a cloth curtain that's separating this room from the other room, but you can see the rest of it when they open to bring in the next person.
So they're in line. Do they have to do any rounds before this guy, or they're in line for this guy?
You can see when they open the curtains and you can see the other room, there's other tables with other games going on. Like other people are doing other betting games.
So most likely they're going to have to be doing some games prior to this?
Potentially. There is a line. The line directly leads into the curtain room, but there's other people who like leave the line to go play other games.
Oh, so so Darian and Peterson are in line for the curtain room.
Yeah, but they can play other games if they want.
Is there a way for me to swivel around to get like a good view of like everyone's hands in this room?
Yeah, there is a vent behind Grady, the boss shark there.
I'll make my way over to that one.
That's sick.
You make your way over to that one, and make another stealth check for me.
That's a 23.
Yeah, you make it there safely, and you're looking behind, and you can see another game has started. This time they have turtles on the table, and Grady is just talking to the one other person there, and they're like, okay, so which turtle do you want? This is the game I want to play right now. And the other person's like, the gnome goes, the red one. There's 4, red, green, blue, and yellow. And he's like, red. Right. You like red, don't you? Had a lot of red in your life. Blood. Murder. Has that ever happened? And the gnome's like, what? Blood? Murder? And as he's like talking to the person, I want you to make a perception check. Zippy.
That's a 22.
Yeah, with that, you can tell that in this room, behind the gnome, there's a hammerhead shark who is like standing, like just like with their eyes dead focused on the gnome, and with their hand, they're kind of doing like different hand signals. Like one is kind of like rotating their finger, like keep it going. One's like stop, a thumbs up, thumbs down. While Grady is talking to this gnome, but they're like concentrating completely on this gnome. And then you can see
when the gnome can see the hand signals.
No, they're doing it behind them. Yeah, so Grady can see behind them that the hammerhead's doing it, but not them.
Oh, I see. They're behind the gnome. I see.
And he's like pressuring him and like continuing, and he's like, "Oh, so much blood in your family. A little gnome village ruined, huh? God, sounds terrible. They're probably suffering right now, the ones who survived, right? Sounds like a headless suit of armor came in. Is that what I'm seeing?" And you can see that the hammerhead shark's doing like more elaborate poses and like dancing around and stuff. And the gnome's like, "No, that's not what happened. What?" He's like, Well, I've had enough grilling you over, raking you over the coals. But let's play the game." And as he turns back to the turtles, Grady just says, "I'll take the blue one." And the gnome says, "Yeah, that's fine." And they release the gates, and the turtles start racing towards lettuce at the end of the table. And the red one's moving, and it seems like it's doing okay, but then all of a sudden it starts slowing down, and the blue one races ahead and eats the lettuce. And you can see all the while this hammerhead shark is like just focusing, like their head's kind of like shaking and they're like twitching a little. It's like they're completely focused on everything in the room. And yeah. All right, Peterson and Darian, you're still waiting in line. You're about like 3 people from getting in.
Okay, if we have a few minutes, I'm going to look at Darian, and I'm going to say, so, tall one, if we have a few minutes to chat, mind if I ask you something? Simply out of curiosity.
Shoot.
What is it you're going to do once you go to the Grand Treasure, the moving library? And what are you going to do after this?
Well, with the library itself, I think we're trying to find more information, potentially some more leads on where to find another one. I'm gonna kind of lean in a little bit closer and hush a little bit, so people standing around aren't just like fully listening. When we stopped by the first Grand Treasure, we found some information that assisted us in getting as far as we have, and we're hoping to do the same thing with the second. It's just kind of convenient that happened to be your destination as well. So we're going to go there, see what we can find, and that'll probably dictate our next move. The other thing I'm hoping to get is, well, you've seen our friend in the bottom of the ship. I'm hoping maybe there's some information there, some secrets that can help us get him back. And then from there, I don't know. I haven't had a firm direction since everything that's happened on the mountain.
I see. It's becoming clearer to me that the Grand Library is a great pivotal moment in my life, where also it depends on what I find within that will determine my next steps.
What are you looking for in there? This was your goal from when we first met you. Why the library?
To be honest with you, tall one, and I'm gonna reach halfway up to pull down my mask that I do to hide any like uncomfortable emotions, but I'm gonna try to hide it with like a shoulder scratch because I realize it's not there, and I'm gonna say, as I may have told you, I came from a tribe, the Eastern Spear Goblin tribe, a primitive tribe, and through some folly, largely my own, it came to an abrupt, undeserved end. And I suspect I have a lead on how to make it right. And that's what I hope to find in there.
Make it right as in resurrection, or make it right as in revenge?
I've learned that revenge only brings death to the undeserving. And he is looking down at the ground, and he says, a shaman without a tribe is nothing, you see. And I would love to see my tribe again.
Well, if it's resurrection you seek, I've heard it's possible. I've never personally seen it in my times in the Feywild or anything, but I know that the magic's out there. Hopefully you can find something in the library, because I hear outside of that, it can be quite expensive. I'm not going to be one to judge on how you seek to resolve what happened to your tribe. I'm in no position to judge anyone, and I don't even know what I would judge. So I hope you find whatever you're looking for in there, whatever it may be.
I'm gonna reach up as tall as I can reach, which is gonna be awkward, and I'm gonna and I'm gonna go to shake his hand, Darian's hand.
Darian shakes it in return.
And Pearson's going to say, I'll say, I suspect that our paths, convergence, may be coming to an end soon. After all, I'm where I wanted to get. But I've grown quite fond of this trio, and I wish you well in your quests.
Well, let's not rush too quickly to goodbyes. Let's get in this library first, and let's get you the information you need before we start with that, all right?
Of course, Tall One. You can let go of my hand now if you'd like.
Oh, sorry. Still dealing with a few
Thank
things.
you.
Hey, okay.
Well,
Enough with the chatter. Get out.
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize we were there.
I don't recognize you. First time.
Yes, we're here for some badges or badge.
And the two Sharkin people just like start laughing and they're like, oh, all right, quick pat down. And they just pat you down real quick, just to make sure there's no hidden dice on you. And they're like, all right, head in. And both of you head inside, and there's lots of like, it's kind of misty and foggy. And you see there's multiple tables with people playing cards or other games at them. And then there's the big curtain wall where the line continues. But people go in and out, and you are now standing right before the curtain. Do you want to go in?
I followed Darian's lead.
I do a quick shoulder check, just trying to look around for Zippy, or if there's any kind of like commotion or anything that would have indicated that something went horribly wrong.
It doesn't seem to be.
Okay. Well, in that case, I can only assume that things are going well, so I'm gonna step inside the curtain.
You step inside, and you see it's just like a room full of like shark people, like lounging on the sides of the room. There's just like great white sharks, some tiger sharks, and a hammerhead shark. And then there's the great white shark with the pirate hat, Grady. He's like, welcome. First timers, eh? Always love to see fresh blood here.
Yeah, happy to play some games. Aren't you lot a little far from the water? I thought Sharkin were fans of the sea.
Well, that's why we have these little hookahs here. They keep us all misty and moist inside.
Oh, it's a vape. It's not like a real, like, smoke hookah. It's not burning. You're just, like, inhaling vaporized water, I guess?
Pretty much, yes.
Laced with any spices or anything?
Maybe you'd like to take a hit?
Sure. Why not?
Gives it to you.
Can I give him an insight check?
Yes, you can do that. And you take a hit of the pipe, and it tastes kind of citrusy, like oranges.
Oh, that has a very delightful flavor, actually.
Not too fruity for you.
No, not at all.
It's my special blend. Maybe after we play, I can interest you in some.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, here's the deal. I am in the need of a couple badges. Me and some friends of mine.
Oh.
And so what's it gonna take to get some?
I love it when people want badges. So many people come here for them. I'm like the first stop. Probably because I'm right over the cabaret. Cabaret. I'm bad with that word.
That's alright.
I discourage many from continuing to get the rest of the badges. So we'll see if you can do this and pass me. I like to play the game of Greeter's Dice for it, you know. You ever heard of the game?
I have.
You see, back in the day, when I was just a stock boy aboard a ship from Sanguine to Ramal, I used to pass my time by just cleaning and moving boxes, but then I met a man named Mercer, and he taught me this game. And ever since, I've been obsessed. It's all I think about day in and day out. What about you? What do you think about day in and day out?
I think about a lot of things, and I think...
About treasure, huh?
No, I think I'm ready to not quite divulge too much, because I can assure you we're not most people. And I toss the bag of 43 badges on the table.
Nice.
You're not our first stop.
Peterson raises up his fist to, without looking at Darian, hoping that Darian notices and gives him a props.
He bumps it.
Yes!
Well, looks like you've been doing some busy work. Congratulations. But just because you chose the others first doesn't mean you can get past me.
No, you're right. But I've been in enough noble courts to smell a snake, so why don't we just play a game?
Only sharks here. All right, sit down, boys. You two are seated down across from him. All right.
And DM, just so you know, DM, I did roll a 11 plus 7 on insight, so 18. Just
yeah,
so
you can tell this guy's sketchy.
Cool. Nice.
That's pretty much all you can insight from this guy. But he says, okay. So you're familiar. No need to refresh on the rules.
No, that's fine. I just need to know the stakes.
But we'll start wagering once we roll. All right. Roll your D8s.
P.S. Can I play too? I haven't said anything.
Yes,
but
you're
I'd
in
like
the
to
game.
play.
You're at the table. Roll your
Okay,
D8. Are we all set?
Yes, we are.
So, I'll start off with the badge you want. 2 badges right here.
Make it 3.
3? You want to raise me 3 badges?
I'm a bit of a collector, as you can see. I gestured to the bag of the other badges.
I'll make it 3 if you raise.
Are you a fan of shiny things?
Oh, yes. Shiny things always appeal to the sharking eye. I can see pearls on the seafloor from the boat. That used to be my favorite pastime. Searching for pearls. Just like you're searching for stuff too, aren't you, Darian? What are you searching for? Something to do with grand treasures, it seems.
Are you supposed to be some kind of mentalist? Assuming any kind of adventurer is looking for some kind of grand treasure, you act like that's some kind of big reveal. You come across to me as someone who's spent quite a bit of time on the sea. Someone who's met quite a few people. Someone who's seen a lot of things. That's a pretty shiny hook. So I'll tell you what. You're a shark, and I can see that you like to cool off out here in the desert. So how about I offer you a margarita that never empties? And I put the never empty glass of margarita and I drink it. I set it on the table. Say, I'll do that if you match it with your hook.
Oh. Fair play. But first, little one, what are you gonna wager?
This is pretty rich blood. I will wager. For each badge, 3 magic beans.
I don't know if that's necessarily raising. But okay.
I'll do 4 magic beans.
That doesn't make it any sweeter to me. But fine. And Peterson. You seem to be very possessive of things. You like things, don't you? Things like that mask you're thinking about right now. I feel lost without your shaman mask, don't you?
I'm gonna say, yes, it was taken from me recently. As I'm sure you know. Well, I don't say that because he obviously already knows that. Sorry. I'll say, yes, I do think of it often. And I would like to do an Arcana check, because he said my name, and I never told him my name.
Yep, do it. While Peterson's trying to figure out what's going on, Zippy, you can see behind Darian and Peterson, quite a ways off, is the hammerhead doing like small gestures and stuff, and like emulating kind of like a mask shape and stuff, and like the face, and it seems like he's relaying this information to Grady.
How did Darian and Peterson not see this guy doing a little puppet show behind them?
I got a 14 plus 8, so 22.
most of the magic and arcana that, like, if you're trying to sense magic or stuff, you feel like most of your magic sensing ability was done through your mask, and your mask was everything. But maybe you wore it for too long. Maybe you've worn it way too long or used it at literally every opportunity you've ever gotten. But it seems like maybe...
Wow, shots fired by the DM!
As you're, like, just looking at him intensely at Grady, you see just, like, a flicker of blue around the room and around the table. And you kind of rub your eyes thinking it was just a hallucination, but you don't see it again. You just saw, like, a flicker. So maybe there's magic here, maybe. Just maybe.
Okay, I'm very frustrated and very flustered because he brought up my mask, which is something I'm craving, obviously. So, I don't say anything.
All right, well, I'll wager this here hook. Ding! And another badge, like you said. I raised you that. What are you gonna do, Darian?
I was asking you to call me with the margarita.
Okay, well, I called you with it.
All right. So then, don't we move on to the second dice? You're acting like a bit of a rookie.
Well, it's because the rules weren't very well explained on the internet.
Interesting.
All right, men. On to phase 2. Roll your d6s now.
You know, something seems kind of funny to me. But now that I think about this, I don't recall saying my name in front of you.
You didn't have to. It says it all over your face. I can read people quite well, you see.
It's true, that's a funny way of saying magic, though.
Well, you don't need magic to see you have daddy issues, now do you, Darian?
You're funny.
Peterson.
Maybe too many hits of the citrus fruit.
Maybe. I do love some oranges. But let me wager you this. If you drop your magic act and you place a real bet and put something real on the line, well, I may be able to drop something that might surprise you.
Oh, somebody's getting a little too big for their britches now. You want me to make a risky bet?
I want you to make a real bet. There hasn't been a real bet since we walked into this room.
I'll make 100,000 gold.
I'm just going to look at Darian and I'm going to say, we cannot hope to call that.
Well, that might not be entirely true. But I still have no assurances that you're not using your magics.
Well, why don't you prove it? Look around. No magic here. You want me to cast a spell so I use up my concentration? If I had any.
Sure, I like that trade. Cast any kind of concentration you want, then.
Let me see here. How about some calm emotions? And a calm emotion spell just gets cast and then just completely raised immediately, so you're not like have to make saves or anything. So he casts it, you can sense it's happening, and then it calms down.
All right.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, in that case, how does the blood of a god sound?
No freaking way. What?
What are you saying there?
Deep pull from season 1.
I pull out the vial of Mir's blood, and I set it on the table. This is a vial of blood from the god of storms, Mir. I was in close proximity to him during a pretty intense battle. I managed to salvage some of this in the aftermath. If you truly place an honest bet, I'm willing to put this down.
As I said, 10,000 gold. Here. There's
I think it was
10.
100,000.
100,000 gold, yes, that's fine. Yes, And you can see he's getting a little flustered because the stakes are actually pretty high. But he puts 10 gold down on the table to designate that much. Well, what about you, Peterson?
So the stakes are really high. So for anyone who never listened to Peterson's prologue, the most valuable thing that Peterson has... DM, do you mind if I just go really brief? So he has a stone that is actually a seed that can, if imbued with the right magic when planted, can grow into a village or a city. It's from the Dark Tower where he spent some time. And he is thinking about that stone. But he says, I could give you the life of a handsome man. And I'm going to pull out the circlet of human likeness that I bought from Valentine. And I'm going to say, it gives you the likeness of a handsome, charming person. To be instantly liked. Not need to be in here.
Well, that sounds all well and good. Throw it on the table.
Okay, I toss it in.
Now, time for the D4. Well, I'll just raise a little bit. 100 more gold. I like the stakes we're at.
I don't know what he rolled. I'm doing a kind of a sneak peek out of my eye at Darian to see how confident he looks. But I guess I can't really know that. But I guess Darian's next in the bid anyway, so.
That seems a little weak for you. Really? You were willing to drop down 100,000 gold on that last bet, and you're adding 100. That's pocket change. What kind of wager is that?
One that you're probably not willing to match. Can you match it? You have nothing else left to give?
Look, I'm ready to get my badge, so I'll match your 100 gold. I mean, unless you want to walk away now, and just give it to me.
Oh, I'll never walk away from a table.
Can I insight check that?
Yep.
So that's a 25.
You can tell he seems to be extremely truthful in saying that he never does walk away from a gambling table.
Do I get any kind of inkling as to why that might be? Anything else I'm going to glean from that, or just that he seems very forthright.
He seems to be just obsessed with gambling, and also he seems weirdly confident. Most people, especially with high risk games like this, they'd be shaking a lot more, but no matter what, this guy just seems to always be confident is what you've gleaned from this. And his gambling style. Seems like he's sure he'll never lose.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Go for it.
When's the last time you handed out a badge?
Probably about 3 years ago.
So what was the context?
We were playing this game, and his dice were better than mine. Simple as that.
And how many games do you think you've played since then?
Well over couple thousand. I do about 100 a day.
All right. I don't know if I've ever met a shadier shark. All right. I'll match your 100.
I'll match and raise another 200 gold.
This guy.
And I'll put it all up. I put it all on the table.
I will match the 200.
I'll match the 200. Well, are we ready, boys, to reveal our dice?
Oh, ready as we'll ever be, I guess.
Well, on 3. 1, 2.
Firewall. I'm just kidding.
3.
Fireball. Boom.
3. and you raise your dice. In your head, you had already totaled it. Darian, what was your total?
I'd already totaled it. 13.
And Peterson?
Lucky 7.
Okay. Darian, you look down at your dice and notice that the numbers seem to have changed, and the totals are now your total is at 5, actually. Very bad roll. Peterson's is actually 1 higher. It's 8. And you see Grady's, and he's rocking a cool 15. And he's like, well, boys, the dice have spoken.
Hold on. I mean, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised, but wait, hold on. What's going on? Something foul is afoot.
Well, the dice don't lie. I'll have my sharks escort you from the building and be sure to pay soon.
No, there's clearly some...
I'm looking to Darian for a lead. Yeah, I'm looking to Darian for a lead.
I don't take kindly to deceit.
And I don't take kindly to sore losers. And he stands up from his seat, and he picks up the table and throws it to the side, and all the stuff goes smattering on the floor, and the dice too. And he says, see? The game is over. You played.
How many sharks are in the room?
I was just thinking that.
10 sharks.
Oh! Damn. I say, Tall One, we cannot hope to win any kind of confrontation with this many.
Zippy, you see as the table flies, you notice that the dice, when they hit the ground, they were Grady's dice. It seems as though like the dice had some flickers of illusion on it, because when they hit, they dispel a little bit, and you can see like a little change on the faces and stuff. And some things on the table and the table legs are like, it seems to be a lot of illusion magic in here going on that you can tell from your bird's eye view.
Yeah, and what about it?
Oh! Wow. Ice cold. Zippy in the
So
vent.
Zippy doesn't get a turn, and we'll go.
No. Okay. I feel like there's only one way to get the badges now that this happened.
You can tell also that the hammerhead shark in the corner is still concentrating. It seems like they're even kind of sweating a bit, like they're concentrating more right now, as Grady's kind of standing up and challenging the guys.
Okay. Yeah, with that knowledge, I'm going to dispel magic on the one hammerhead and hope that Darian and Peterson see what's up. So I'm going to use dispel magic on him.
Dispel magic right on them. You can see all of a sudden the focus in the hammerhead shark's eyes, they kind of glaze over and they come back to reality, and their hands kind of fall and they kind of seem like scared. And the room just centered on them, it seems to like melt away. Like all this illusion magic around Peterson and Darian is just melting away. And you even see that the table is like not actually like a wooden like pirate table. It's kind of just like a very cheap one. The dice were still dice, but the faces were changed. You can see the gold he put on the table fades away. It wasn't real gold. And you can see that Grady himself fades away. And he himself is just a tiefling.
What?
And all the sharks in the room, besides the hammerhead, were just like different raced individuals. And you can see Grady just freezes there and he's like, oh no.
I grab him by the collar.
What the hell, man?
And then I pick him up and slam him against the back wall.
I cast Conjure Animals, and I'll get Paw, Maw, Jaw, and Claw just to form like a protective circle around me, Darian, Grady, and myself to keep the other creatures at bay.
You do that, and you can see everybody's like so scared, and they look weak, and they're frightened by the wargs. And Grady's pushed up against the wall from you, Darian. It's like, don't hear me!
I told you I don't take kindly to deceit, Grady. It seems like your facade has worn off.
Listen, I'm sorry. Yes, I swindle people. Yeah, of course I do. Just take the badges and get out of here. Don't tell people about this, please. Just take the badges. You want the badges, right?
I want more than the badges now. You don't get off that easy.
The citrus thing wasn't a joke. That's actually my brand.
That's great, but I want to know how much you've swindled this week.
I got these scissors. I've gotten a total of 8,000 gold, nothing major. But these scissors and also this baseball cap and also this ring here.
Is there any magical properties on any of these things?
I don't know. I haven't had chance to check them out.
I'll identify them later, Tall One.
I'll take the lot.
Just take them. Take it all and leave, please.
Take the lot and the badges.
Okay, you take them.
Also, have you seen a Lapine? You haven't taken him captive, have you?
What? What's a Lapine? No.
Never mind.
Just, please, don't tell anybody about this. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Well, I'm a good person now.
Oh.
I've changed. Just leave and we're all good and don't ever tell anybody about this ever. Just leave the curtains and keep them shut, please.
Oh, I'll make sure that you never do this again. And after grabbing the stuff and my stuff, I turn to walk out.
I leave with an entourage of four words.
Seemingly not to care about their little charade and being annoyed by it, you furl open the curtains, making it wide open to the rest of the customers in here, and they all see the rest and they're like, just gasps, and some people are angry, and you can see a small mob is forming of people being like, that was magic the whole time? How did I not know that? That seems so obvious now.
You've all been lied to. Take back what's rightfully yours.
Oh, come on, man, please, why you gotta do me like this? And people start charging them as you guys leave. And Zippy, you make your way out the vent at the other side, and you all meet up outside.
What? As we're walking out, I turn to Peterson. I go, Peterson, was that you? Did you drop that magic? I had no idea that's what was going on. Was that you?
Yes, of course. No, I'm just kidding, Tall One. No, I did have a strange premonition that maybe magic was afoot, but not enough to confirm or take action.
No,
I don't know.
I definitely knew something was going on, but I didn't do that. That was not me.
Well, I guess we're very lucky.
And then we continue to walk outside.
I kick open the vent. Hey, you boys, that was fun.
Zip, where have you been? Did you manage to find anything else inside? We didn't see when we were in there.
No, nothing interesting at all. Just a couple of dirty corners and a dirty old vent. But hey, did you get my badge, Darian?
I did. Seemingly through some kind of sign of sheer luck. They had this whole illusionary facade put up to swindle people, and I don't know. The whole thing dropped. I don't know. And so we got our badges and we got out of there. Well, and we got a couple other things to loot too.
Count ourselves the luckiest lads alive.
And you hand over the badge with a dice symbol on it. And you guys start making your way back to the entrance of the Cushion Cabaret, because after you were done with the three, the Turner, the guard there, said that he would, the scrap, the fourth one, usually is sitting out there. So just to come back. So you guys make your way down just a few flight of stairs, because it's really close. And you start making your way back, and you see Turner, and he's like, hey guys, you got the badges?
Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah, we have them all here.
Well, you just need one last one, right? And then you'll be members. Good thing Scrap just came back. Here he is. And he opens the curtain. And before you stands the person who was painting the line on the floor, who turned into a werewolf.
Don't you dare,
you guys
DM!
Clearly pissed off.
No!
And he just looks at you guys, stunned and mad. and that's where we're gonna end the episode.
Of course. No.